Shalom, Bruchim Abaim. Welcome to this video. I hope you have seen my last two videos about how to get into podcasts. There was the first one for beginners and how to start with podcasts, and then I made another one a couple of days later for the advanced learners. Okay, I had everything published. I have the blog post written and published, and then I came across this amazing podcast for intermediate learners. For those of you who are no longer beginners, but the other podcasts, they just seem to be too much still, I think I have found the perfect podcast. And just to remind you, all the resources that I mention in this video, including my own videos, you will always find the links to everything in the description of this video. I will leave a link to all the resources. So let me show you. So let me show you the podcast, and then I will also show you how you can get the most out of it so that you really progress with your Hebrew using this podcast, and even though you might not have so much time. Okay, here is the podcast. You find her under hebrewtime.squarespace.com, but you can also just search for Hebrew Time and it will come up in Google. And then here on the very upper right, you have the episodes, and I will now jump into one of the very first episodes, episode number 2. So let's scroll a bit, and here you see the audio, which you can also download. That's nice. And then you see the exact transcript from this podcast. And for my taste, it's a little bit small. I can use my browser to make it bigger, but my preferred choice to work with that is I actually save it as a PDF. So I go here to print, save as PDF. This is what works best for me. And now I open it in Adobe, and this is here the PDF. We are gonna copy the whole text by hand. If writing is not really your cup of tea, those of you who know me, you know that I am super pro writing. And if you do not know how to write in cursive, that means Hebrew handwriting, I have a free course because I want you to write, even if you later will never write again, but you need to be able to write with your hand. First of all, that is like adrenaline to your memory. All the notes that you take by hand have a connection to your brain. And also it's super important that you get into the language and you know how to write. Yeah, even if you wrote in print, then you could still understand Hebrew verbs, but it's much faster if you write by hand. If you write in cursive, and if you know how to write, you will so much help your Hebrew, even though you might not think so, even though you think, well, I'm doing nothing here. Oh, yeah. For your brain, it is a difference. So I also leave you below in the description of this video where to find my free reading and writing course so that you can actually progress well with Hebrew. So having said that, you might end up with a sheet that looks like this. At the same time, you can also mark all the words you don't know on your paper. I always like to do it on my PDF. It doesn't matter. And if you really want to get into deep dive into deep study, you now take a physical dictionary. Oh yes, and now you will look it up word by word. Yes, it takes more time, but the effect, the learning effect, the long-term effect is brutal, is absolutely brutal. The longer you take with that word, the longer it stays in your memory. What about the price actually? Is she doing all that work for free? Yes and no. Now, the podcasts from 1 to 40, this is where she's actually giving you all the transcripts for free. Still, guys, do me a favor. I mean, I'm also a content creator. I know what that means. If you get things for free and you think they are really great, consider a donation. Just saying, I also have a button in the description of the video. No, but hey, I'm not here to promote myself, but still, Nadja is doing such an amazing job. I haven't found any other podcast like this, and it is the exact transcription. Other podcasts are not so hyper exact in the transcription, sometimes because it is AI that happens on YouTube a lot, the automatic captions. And later, so from episode 41 on, you can still get her transcripts against a mini donation. This is all on the website. Let me show you. So if you really like her podcast, her transcripts, and it helps you a lot, please do me a favor, consider once in a while a donation, even if you're using the free transcripts. But if you go on, I think it's a fair price, and for currently $10, you even get the flat rate. Yeah, I think that is an amazing offer. It's an amazing podcast. It's super interesting, and she has super interesting subjects, and very easy to understand, or very easy to get to where you need to be to understand. Okay, I hope you liked it. Leave me your comments, what you think about it, what your experiences are, and I hope I see you next time. Nashikot, shalom.